Welcome to episode number 210 of the Tommy Maroon Sports Show. I know. How exciting is that? We're going to talk Cleveland Guardians and the season's over. Yeah, I'm going to start on down note because, it's literally over. Well, not literally over, but no chance they can make the playoffs now. 74-83 record, the worst record for Cleveland since 2012, and the worst record for Terry Francona in the Terry Francona regime for the Guardians. It will also be his last season as manager, as you all know by now. And as you know by now, they're eliminated from playoff contention. It comes after a 92-win season last year. Most of the core players returned from last year. That's why I was so surprised that the season started off slow and never really caught on fire. It was just lagging. And, of course, Terry Francona leaving due to health issues. Let's hope he's all right. I mean, he's probably going to, or he is retiring after this. At least that's what everybody is speculating and what inside writers have been saying. So there is that. Cleveland may not even win second place in the AL Central. Looking at the standings right now, my goodness. The Tigers are 73-83, so they're only half a game behind Cleveland. And there's a final series at Comerica Park against the Tigers. So if they lose the series, the Cleveland Guardians, third place for them. Yikes. Hopefully 2024 is a different story. But anyways, series recaps: Guardians against the Royals. And Guardians got swept. Oh, ye gods, that's horrible. Can't happen to a team like horrible Kansas City. Bo Naylor hit a home run in Game 2. Stephen Kwan had 2 RBIs and 3 walks in Game 2. Meanwhile, Nelson Velasquez 3-run bomb in Game 3. And Angel Zerpa went 5.1 innings on relief in Game 3. This game was on Friday night and featured the glorious return of Mr. Shane Bieber. Of course, the Guardians played the Orioles, and to my surprise, they split the series against a tough team like Baltimore, 2 games apiece. They won the entire season series 4-3 over Baltimore. What? I know, makes no sense. As late Joe Garagiola said it best, baseball is a funny sport. But yeah, Guardians scored 3 runs in the 8th of Game 1, and Clase picked up his 42nd save of the season in Game 1. And then this game right here, it was crazy because Clase blew another save due to some pretty poor hits or just perfectly placed hits by the Orioles. They didn't even get good wood on it. It just was hit right where they ain't, and Jose Ramirez had a bad ball go right through his glove and scored 2 runs. But have no fear, the Guardians still won nonetheless. David Fry hit a walk-off double in Game 2. But the season ended that day because the Twins, I believe, won and clinched the division. I'd just like to say the last time the Twins won a playoff game was in October of 2004. They have lost 18 straight playoff games. And considering the fact that they are, let's see, if the season ended today, they're likely going up against the Houston Astros or Seattle Mariners or maybe Toronto Blue Jays. It might be 20 straight. 20. So we could be Twins fans, folks. We could be talking Twins on this show. Andres had the only hit in Game 3, a home run into right center. John Means went 7.1 innings and, of course, gave up just 1 hit. And that hit came in the 7th inning. So you had a no-hitter award for most of the game. My goodness. And then Tristan McKenzie in Game 4, 1.2 innings. And he proceeded to do 6 walks. And 5 Orioles had 1 RBI each in Game 4. Well, this season's just not been good, and it really is unfortunate that poor Tito is going to go out on a low note to start off this, or to end his illustrious career. We'll see what happens in 2024. But there's still 5 more games to play. 2 against Cincinnati, 3 against Detroit. This upcoming series is going to be the good old, Terry Francona Appreciation Series. Bunch of thank you Tito shirts. Everyone is going to pay tribute to the man who resurrected the Guardians in 2013 and took them to unprecedented heights that hadn't been seen since the late 90s. So, yes, we'll get to more on Terry Francona next week's show. Tommy's Picks Recap, because I like to do picks. You know that by now. High school football, Mentor beats Solon 42-0 as did Medina against Euclid. Wadsworth went on the road and beat Hudson 19-13. On Ordonia won 38-31 over the Twinsburg Tigers, so there was that. And going back to that, Bream Mid Park shut out Midview 37-0. Avon beat Olmsted Falls 52-10. Highland beat Barberton. Good guys won that 35-7. That was always great to see. Avon Lake barely beat Amherst Steel 32-27. That thing was close. Westlake beats Fairview 37-25. Rocky River beat North Olmsted 40-3. North Olmsted still eyeing their first win of the season. McKinley beat Hoover 37-28. Ursuline beat Austintown Fitch out in Youngstown 32-14. Brecksville took down Stowe 20-6. Stowe was winless. Speaking of winless teams, Brunswick lost to Shaker Heights 39-34. Probably their best shot at winning all season long, despite the fact that Shaker Heights is now 6-0 on the campaign. They've done really well. Cleveland Heights 41, Strongsville 0. And Benedictine beat Normandy 59-20. Walsh beat St. Vincent St. Mary 43-13. Talmadge beat the Revere Minutemen 21-7, bouncing back from last week's loss to the good guys. Padua beat North Royalton 27-20, meaning that in a battle of the Bears, Bruins Bears rather, the Bears are now on a 5-game losing streak. And Elyria has lost their last 6 games this season, and only 6 games this season, as they lost to North Ridgeville 35-11. And then you have D3 football, because D3 football is a lot of fun. St. John's beat Bethel, Johnny's 27-7. And then Wheaton won 41-34. My upset, Heidelberg could not pick up the win at home against a tough opponent like John Carroll 34-7. Blue Streaks won. Grove City beat Carnegie Mellon 21-14 over the Tardans. And then North Central took down Elmhurst 59-6. Mount Union, you know what happened by now. They won. Denison 55 over the Terriers of Hiram 55-24. Westminster beat Waynesburg 31-20. Washington Jefferson beat the Teal Tomcats 56-14. Hope beat Northwestern 54-17. DePaul beat Ohio Wesleyan 28-7. Albion beat Stevens Point 30-7. And the good guys took down Hanover because we needed that one, 31-21. Or beat Ohio Northern, not Hanover. BW beat Ohio Northern. Hanover beat Trine, that's the thing. And 38-14. Hobart beat Keystone 43-10. Wilmington beat Capital. Capital is on a huge losing streak right now. Very rare to see that in D3 football, 49-24. And Case beat Geneva 42-7. Spartans are having a good start to the season. Now time for the NFL. 49ers took down the Giants 30-12. Colts beat the Ravens because Justin Tucker was short on a 61-yard field goal. I never thought I'd ever say that. He missed a game-winning kick, albeit it wasn't the easiest kick in the world, but 61 is nothing for Mr. Tucker, and he still missed it a little bit short. It was right on target. I mean, had that been 55 yards, he would have won it, but 61, the greatest kicker in NFL history, was a little bit short, and it comes up to bite them in the tail, 22-19. And the Cleveland Browns won 27-3. Oh, yeah. Jerome Ford was great. Kareem Hunt was great. The defense was impeccable, and I'm very happy. The Lions beat the Falcons, who were my upset of the week, 20-6. Wow, my upset. Packers beat the Saints by a score 20-6. And the Texans upset the Jaguars 37-27. How about the game in Miami? The Magic School Buses lost episode. Oh my goodness, if 2019 was Free Willie's dead brother for Miami, we know what the Denver Broncos are. They're the Magic School Buses lost episode. Broncos country, let's ride the ride. Yep. How do you give up 70 points? As you hear Little Richard yell, yes, Little Richard sings the theme song to the Magic School Bus. 70 points! That's one of the largest amount of points ever given up in NFL history. 3 short of the record to the 1940 Chicago Bears against Washington when they blanked them 73-0. 70-20. It's a scoregami game. And what has to be the most embarrassing, sorriest excuse for a defense I've ever seen. We scored more points than Miami did against Denver. We scored more points against Copley, I will admit that. But I think Copley's defense will put up a better fight than the Denver Broncos. I am not joking. That was horrible. Oh my goodness, now I can't hear a thing. But going back to Tommy's picks, the Chargers beat the Vikings 28-24. Patriots beat the Jets 15-10. Colts beat the Commies 37-3. Seahawks beat the Panthers 37-27. The Cardinals beat the Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? They can't beat a sorry team like the Arizona Cardinals. 28-16. Dak Prescott played terribly. And speaking of massacres on the football field, the Chiefs won 41-10. Of course, Travis Kelce, who sounds like Joe Swanson from Family Guy, is of course dating Taylor Swift allegedly, and she was at the game, and now everyone is buying Travis Kelce uniforms because Swifties can't get enough of number 87 for the Kansas City Chiefs, who's from Cleveland Heights, by the way. Yes, he was a Cleveland Heights Tiger. Steelers beat the Raiders 23-18 on Sunday night. Eagles won 25-11 in another scoregami game. Yes, sir. And the Bengals beat the Rams 19-16. So, as you can tell, a crazy week in the NFL. As always, my goodness. High school football, 15-5, 16 points. I'm 92-28. D3 football, 14-5, once again, 15 points. I'm 50-18. NFL, good Lord, 9-7, 7 points. I'm only 27-21 in the NFL because the script writers are going absolutely berserk once again. Time for Tommy's picks. Starting off with high school football, Bremen Park versus Avon. I want the Titans to win. If the Titans win, that'd be huge for the Hornets. It's probably not going to happen, though. I'm picking the Eagles. Glenville against Rhodes, picking the Tarblooders. Hoban against Walsh, picking Hoban in about 2 unbeatens. And then what should be a lopsided holy war out there between St. Ed's and St. Ignatius. Ooh boy, St. Ed's is probably going to steamroll St. Ignatius. Glen Oak against Jackson, picking Glen Oak. Hudson against Brecksville, picking Hudson. Good guys travel on the road to take on Roosevelt. I'm probably not going to go to that game, but I will tell you one thing. We're still going to win the game. Should be pretty darn easy for us. And then Euclid against Brunswick. I'm picking Euclid. I don't know why I'm thinking that the Euclid Panthers have a good shot at this. At least that's just me. And then you have Mentor against Shaker Heights. Shaker Heights is going to go 7-0 with another win. North against Riverside. Riverside's looking unstoppable, picking Riverside. I think Chardon's going to beat South as well. Ursuline's still going to be undefeated. They'll take down St. V. St. M. And then Lake Catholic against Padua, picking Lake Catholic. Yeah, as you can tell, I got a lot of road teams winning this week. Not just in the NFL, which we'll get to in a second, but also in high school. Mayfield against Kenston, picking the Kenston Bombers. And then Barberton against Revere, picking the Magics. Knights will beat the Grizzlies in what should be a good game. Speaking of good games, Rocky River Westlake picking the Pirates to win that. Lakewood take it on Buckeye, picking Buckeye. Amherst Steel is going to be my upset of the week. They should beat Olmsted Falls. Avon Lake will beat Elyria. Now time for D3 football. The biggest game of them all this year so far when Wheaton takes on North Central. I got an upset right here. Wheaton should win. As Stewie says, you should be nice at the Wheaton. Oshkosh playing Whitewater. I think Wisconsin Whitewater will win. Here's my lock. Wartburg taking on Kell, picking Wartburg. And Johns Hopkins is going to be Rowan. Allegheny against Carnegie Mellon, picking Allegheny. I think the good guys are going to take down the Pioneers of Marietta College in their homecoming game. Yes, we should do that. Yeoman against DePaul, picking DePaul. Albion against Kalamazoo, picking Albion. And Otterbein, I think, will beat Capitals. Capitals' misery continues. Franklin against Bluffton, picking Bluffton. Hanover will beat Defiance Mount St. Joe's. The Lions will beat Manchester. Grove City over Washington Jefferson. And then you have Augustana against Carroll, picking Augustana. I think the Spartans are going to beat Bethany. St. John Fish are going to take down Brockport. Geneva against St. Vincent, picking St. Vincent. And finally, George Fox against Lewis and Clark, picking George Fox to win that. Now time for the NFL. You got your Thursday night game, which doesn't look like that bad of a game yet. Packers against the Lions. I think Detroit should run away with that. Jaguars against the Falcons, picking the Falcons. Jaguars are off to a sluggish start. My goodness. Bill say got Free Willy. I got Free Willy winner, man. That's just me in my opinion. Panthers against the Vikings, picking the Vikings against about 2-3 teams. And here's a battle for Caleb Williams. Take full returns already, week 4. Yes, sir. If you don't watch your name tree, you do not understand why you probably don't understand why I'm playing the NBA on NBC theme. But he's a really funny man, as you know by now. Might be from Pittsburgh, but still super funny. And he's a really nice guy, too. Anyways, Bears take on the Magic School Bus. The Magic School Bus's lost episode will not win. I got Chicago winning that. They're going to destroy their tank with a win over the Broncos. And the Browns against the Ravens. Browns will win. You bet it. They are going to win. Texans against the Steelers, picking the Steelers. Colts, Rams got the Colts. Saints against the Buccaneers, an upset right here. The Buccaneers over the Saints. I mean, I don't know if you can really call that an upset. Eagles against the Commies, picking the Eagles. Titans, Bengals, picking the Bengals. They struggled against the Rams, but I think they'll get back to their usual ways soon. Chargers against the Raiders, picking the Chargers. Cowboys, Patriots, Cowboys. 49ers, I think, will be my lock of the week against the Cardinals. If they weren't my lock of the week, it'd probably be the Chiefs because they're taking on the Jets on Sunday night. And finally, the Giants take on the Seattle Seahawks on Monday night. Giants have been looking very embarrassing so far. I'm picking Seattle. So, folks, I'd like to point out that I'm 3-0 on my fantasy team. Yes, I am. I know, I'm very proud of myself. I'm very good at fantasy. Okay, I'm not very good at fantasy. It's really just luck, and it really comes down to who you draft. As in, I stole a guy by the name of Tyreek Hill who put up 50.5 points week 1, 15 points week 2, and 33.7 week 3. And he's going up against Buffalo and projected to have 18.78, which is just about impossible because he is not a quarterback. So he can't have .0 whatever. But I do know something. Division 1, Region 1 is looking absolutely crazy right now. And what do you call it? The Joe Idol rankings. Just looking at it. There are 4 teams without a win. Brunswick, Elyria, Normandy, and Stowe. And it's quite possible that all of them could go without a win. So if that happens, who takes the 15 and 16 seed? Oh, you gods, that's going to be a huge mess in the Division 1, Region 1 rankings. I don't know if that's the same thing. Actually, there's a tie for the 16th seed in Division 1, Region 3. as nobody's won there. Region 2, nothing's happened. And Region 4, nothing's happened. The good guys are currently number 6 in Division 2, Region 6. About half a point out of the 5 seed from the Westlake Demons. Keep in mind, we need one of the top 4 seeds to host 2 home games in the playoffs. As long as if we get the top 4 seeds, as long as if we dodge Avon and maybe Avon Lake, we should be good to make it to the regional finals. Avon Eagles won't be easy. I don't know about that game, but we got to take it one game at a time. And Coach Gibbons really knows how to do that. He's a good man. Payne's a great quarterback. And Casey's a great running back. Matt and Johnny are great weapons, as is Tommy and Tommy. I did not repeat my name twice. I'm referring to Turk and Shondell. Well, folks, that's it. I talked about a lot. Next week's going to be the last time we talk Cleveland Guardians until really March. And then it's going to be Tommy's picks from here on out up until the Cavs return. So until then, I'm Tommy Maroon. Thank you for watching. I will see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.